95.8. This is Tauranga Breeze with Mark and Jolene, 20 to 8.
It is a local problem that is not going away, sadly, and it's getting more and more people wound up. What is it? It's State Highway 2, basically between Waihi to Tauranga, but particularly from the sort of Mokoroa, Katikati kind of area to Tauranga. Huge amount of fatalities. It's, you just feeling so nervous whenever you go on that road. I know I was right behind an accident in December last year, actually, at the Te Puna Quarry intersection. So it's getting bigger and bigger, and it doesn't seem to be getting solved. And a lot of people in that area are feeling very wound up about it. So we thought this morning we would catch up with Matthew Farrell from the Fix the Bloody Road group.
Good morning, Matthew. Now, last week NZTA announced they're going to make some safety improvements to that road. Matthew, good morning. Do you know what they are?
It's stuff like right turn bays, wide shoulder, better line marking, better signage. They're minor improvements at the less serious end. It just seems to me a bit daft that the most serious accident and injury and death statistic road in the country, because it's an expensive big fix, the current government, the previous government and the previous government, they just keep passing the buck instead of spending the bucks.
Obviously you're in conversations all the time with people living in that area, and we've spoken to a few people lately. What's the biggest thing that the locals are saying that, how's this affecting average people? What's the most common thing people are talking about with this road?
Increasingly, what we are hearing from people is they've got to stop building. They've got to stop building houses, because the issue is central government says to local authorities, make more land available for residential housing. So the local authorities have done that, and the central government haven't come through with the state highway infrastructure to match. What I'm trying to get people to understand is, on Friday we're told 6 months delay on a decision. That's what we were told 6 months ago, and we just went through a great big regional council and government policy statement submission process. The record submissions means a record number of people are hacked off with the fact that the local authorities have done what central government has told them to do, and they've made more land available for housing, and people have come here and they're using the road, and the road's the same as it was in 1991 when Smart Growth said Mokoroa is going to be a new area for growth housing.
So you're having this big meeting on Sunday. What's the info on that for people that are fired up and want to come along?
Okay, so 11 a.m. at the Black Sheep in Whakamanama. We're just getting together. This is about grassroots campaign support, people who would like to see a safer road for the benefit of everybody, people who accept that drivers make mistakes and people don't deserve to die for mistakes, especially if it's not them making those mistakes. We want people to come together, hear what we have to say. We've got people talking about a hikoi. We've got people talking about a bus to Parliament. We've got people talking about calling for moratoriums. We just want to flex our muscles, see what's there, hear from people who are unhappy, and see if there's something we can get done about this with a bit of people power and community action.
Thank you very much, Matthew. Matthew Farrell from Fix the Bloody Road. So if you're hot under the collar, like many people are, head along to that meeting, 11 o'clock Sunday morning.
It actually makes me feel just about like crying. Like, I feel like if I lived out there and I was having to drive that road every day, I just don't know how it would feel. I mean,
I just think
it's so scary.
Yeah, just imagine if you're a parent and your kids drive that road every day.
Teenagers.
The thing is, teenagers, yeah. I mean, you've got to be worried about them wherever they go, but particularly along that road.
Well, I had friends that lived in Pahoea, and that was one of the reasons they sold their property and moved into Tauranga, because their teenagers were driving on their learner licences. It was a big part of it.
Oh, goodness me, look at that corner where the Pahoea school is. I mean, you almost turn back on yourself. Imagine coming out of that road and turning to the right. Yeah, it's just crazy. So anyway, look, we're going to get your feedback on this before 8 this morning on The Breeze, The Cars. An appropriate song next. This is 95.8 Tauranga's Breeze with Mark and Jolene. Good morning. 5 to 8.
Really feeling for people who live north of Tauranga, between sort of Katikati and Tauranga, and having to use State Highway 2 regularly. I know a lot of people are getting actually scared about it when people hear the sirens go off in that area. We were talking to somebody the other day who popped in, and she said whenever she sees hears the sirens, her heart just absolutely drops. And, it's a tight community. There's always a chance that somebody's going to know someone. So, earlier this morning we spoke to Matthew Farrell from Fix the Bloody Road, and now we thought we would get your opinion on it.
Yeah, we were talking to Matthew and he said there are safety improvements to be made by NTSA, but what they really need is pretty much a 4-lane highway. So we want to put it to you. What do you say, Tauranga? Let's do a text poll on this one. State Highway 2. Now, do you want safety improvements or a 4-lane road to a Mukuroa? Okay, so just a text poll, text Tauranga, and your answer to 934 will have the results at 8:20.
Yeah, so very simple. Just, tell us safety or 4 lanes. We actually asked it last night on the Breeze Tauranga Facebook page as well and got a really great response. Robert Carston says 4 lanes to Katikati. He says safety improvements won't stop impatient idiots.
Yeah, very true there. And Rebecca Brett Adams, I think it's Rebecca and Brett, she said absolutely, has to be 4 lanes. Safety improvements aren't enough. The road is at capacity. So what do you say, Tauranga? Text Tauranga and your answer to 934 and all the results just before the 8:30 news on the Breeze.
Breeze Traffic NZ. Waking up Tauranga, Mark and Jolene with Tauranga Balustrades and Gates, the Bay's balustrade gate and fencing expert.
Good morning. We are still doing What Do You Say, Tauranga? Text Tauranga and your answer to 934. Do you want safety improvements, State Highway 2 or a 4-lane road to a Mukuroa? We'll give you the response just before the 8:30 news on the Breeze. This is 95.8 Tauranga's Breeze with Mark and Jolene, 8:27 this morning. What do you say, Tauranga? You know the road, State Highway 2. Do you want safety improvements or a 4-lane road?
We've had a great response to this morning. It's looking like about 95% of people are saying 4-laning. One of the texts that we got through to 934 says 4 lanes, please. We live in Katikati and can see infrastructure has been stretched to breaking. I say a prayer every time my husband leaves to go to work in Tauranga. Cassie, thank you for your text this morning. I'm really feeling for you.
Yeah, and thanks for all your texts and responses there. A 4-lane road has to be a priority as nothing else will stop idiotic driving accidents on Highway 2 into Tauranga. Yes, indeed. In fact, the only person who says no to the 4 lanes isn't really against it, but it's also saying that we need the safety improvements as well.
Yeah. So there is that meeting happening this Sunday. Black Sheep Bar and Grill, Fix the Bloody Road group having that. And also Todd Muller, Bay of Plenty MP, he's having a meeting on the 16th as well. Yeah,
goodness me. Something has to be done. Hey, news is on the way soon. After the news, your chance to see Ellie Harper. She's back at Bay Court with her acclaimed show Song for Nobodies. You can win a double pass after the news on the Breeze.